Hello student. Today we will discuss about your speed and delay study and O&D study. O&D study basically stand for origin and destination study. So in last class we have covered the basic thing about the speed study. So what will be the delay if there will be any loss of speed? That will be we will discuss today. And origin and destination study is one of the new topic which will also be covered in today's class. So let me introduce myself. Myself, Dr. Debasish. I am the assistant professor of civil engineering department, GIS College of Engineering. Here is my email ID and contact details are given. So if you have any doubt regarding this topic or any other topic, you are feel free to contact me in the given mail ID. So what is speed and delay study? So a speed and delay study gives the running speed, overall speed, fluctuation speed, and delay between two stations of a road space far apart. They also give the information such as amount, location, duration, frequency, and causes of the delay in the traffic stream. Various methods to carry out speed and delay survey are floating car method, license plate method, by interview techniques, and photography and videography technique. So before going to details about this method, first we have to learn the basic thing about the speed and delay. So suppose from point 1 and point between point 1 and point 2, we know the distance, we know the travel time, and from that we can easily calculate the speed. So there will be definitely some standard speed between every two origin and destination point. But if there will be any fluctuation or variation in the speed, then there must be some delay. If it is overspeed, that is not, again, that is some illegal issue. If it is not viable to go in a overspeed, so there will always be variation in terms of the speed, the lower speed compared to the standard value. So on that case only the delay can occur. So first study the delay. There are various methods are there to study the delay. So what are those methods? That are the floating car method, then your license plate method, then your interview technique, and photography and videographic technique. So these are few methods by which we can conduct the speed and delay study. Next is the speed and delay. There are some photographs of speed and delay study. So you can find out that find out from this photo itself that these are the some locations. The locations are given, and each location there we fix some videographic camera or the CCTV camera. So basically this is the fourth method. As I mentioned in the previous slide, there are various methods. This is the fourth method. This is just a glimpse of a speed and delay study. Method of speed and delay. As I discussed that there are various types of method: the floating car method, license plate method, interview method, elevated observation, and photographic technique. So now we will discuss one by one what is the details about the method. So first we will discuss the floating car method. So what is floating car method? So in floating car method, a test vehicle is driven over a given course of travel at approximately the average speed of the stream, thus trying to float with the traffic stream. So the term floating is stand for it floats along the traffic in which direction we want to take the data. A number of test runs are made along the study stretch, and a group of observers records the various details. One observer is seated in the floating car with two stopwatches. So just get an idea what is floating car method, because here a number of surveyors are responsible during carrying of this survey. So be attentive to this point, that what is the responsibility of different type of surveyor. So the first surveyor, the responsibility of first surveyor is to hold the two stopwatch in two hands. So what is the purpose of holding these two stopwatch? One of the stopwatch is used to record the time at various control points like intersection, bridges, and any other fixed point. Means suppose we have started the journey time. We have started our survey at 10 a.m. Suppose at the first intersection we reached at 10:03 a.m. So we have to note that time. Suppose and that at first intersection we have reached at 10:03 a.m. Means we required 3 minutes to reach other intersection 1. So this is the work of the first stopwatch. The other stopwatch is used to find the duration of the individual delay. The time, location, and cause of these delays are recorded by the second observer. Means suppose from point A to first intersection, we should be over there by 2 minutes or by 4 minutes, but we have reached it by 3 minutes. So if it is the standard time is 2 minutes, then there will be delay of 1 minute. So that total duration of the delay of to reach the first location or the first intersection is recorded by the second stopwatch along with the causes of the delay. What are the various causes of the delay? Next is the that should be written some paper. Next, what is the activity of the second observer? The number of the vehicles overtaking the test vehicles and overtaken by the test vehicles are noted in each tree by the third observer. So the what is the third observer do? The third observer do is to note down the number of vehicles overtaken by my car and overtaken uh, my car and I am overtaking the number of cars. So this is the activity of the third observer. So the first observer is to note down the time. Second observer is to find out the causes of delay. Third observer is to find out the number of vehicles overtaking and overtaking by my test car. And the fourth observer is the role of the fourth observer is to count the number of the vehicles coming from the opposite direction. So here it is written the number of the vehicles traveling in opposite direction is recorded by the fourth observer. So it means that there are total four number of observers or the surveyors are required excluding the driver for this floating car method. Next, we will see some equation on floating car method. So, floating car method or the riding check method. So, here we can find out the average journey time. So, from floating car method, basically we have find out the average journey time. So, here the equation is T bar equals to TW minus NY by Q, where T bar equals to average journey time, Q equals to the flow of vehicle, means average volume in one direction. So how to calculate the volume, that have already been discussed. NA, average number of vehicles counted in the direction of the stream when the test vehicles is in opposite direction. Means the vehicles coming from the opposite direction, means it is the role of the fourth observer. NY, the average number of vehicles overtaking the test vehicle minus the number of vehicle overtaken when the test vehicle is in the direction of the Q. TW, average journey time in minute uh, when the test vehicles is traveling with the stream. And next is the average journey time in minute when the test vehicle is running against the stream. So here we have to find out the TW and TA. So don't be mixed up with this T bar with the TW and TA. The T bar is the total average journey time, but TW and TA is the average journey time of the test vehicle when traveling along the stream and opposite the stream for the flow of Q. So, for the better understanding, let us some example mathematical problem solution. So, the problem is, suppose this is the problem. A consolidated data collected from speed and delay study by floating car method on a stretch of urban road of length 3.5 km running in north-south direction are given below. Determine the average values of volume, journey speed and running speed of the traffic stream along their direction. Means we have to find out here what is the given the consolidated data of floating car method. This data have been collected from the floating car method. What is the length of the road? The length of the urban road is 3.5, means we have obtained the value of D, distance. The vehicle is moving in north-south direction. So we have to find out the value of volume, the value of journey speed and the value of running speed in both north to south and south to north direction. So let us see what type of data they have collected. So if you see that there are total 8 number of trips data have been collected, 4 for north south direction and 4 data for south north direction. The average journey time in minute and second is given in column number 3. The total stop delay is given in column number 4. Stop delay means this is the total delay time or the total delay in minute second. Total number of vehicles overtaking, total number of vehicles overtaken and total number of vehicles coming from opposite direction. So all data regarding the regarding to solve the your journey speed and the running speed and the volume is given in this problem. Now we have to see how to solve this problem. So if we see the problem, so this is the value obtained. So we will summarize the table and we will make it more simple to find out the value of the given parameter. So if you see the direction is north south. So we divide this data in two parts. One is north south, another is south north. So first we will see only the calculation of the north south direction. You try to solve the calculation for the south north direction. If you have any query, then you can contact with me as the details are given in the front slide. Next is the journey time. So from the previous table, you can find out the from this you can find out the journey time, speed, delay, overtaken, and the opposite direction. What they have add? They have add the total delay, total journey time. Total journey time is 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes means 24 minutes. Plus, if we add this second, it will be 120 second. How? 32 plus 50, 82 second, 92 second, 92 plus 28 is equal to 120 second. 120 second means 2 minutes. So 24 minutes plus 2 minutes is equal to 26 seconds. So let me zoom the photo. Yes. Next, total stop delay. Total stop delay, this value as given in the question itself. So how they find out? The total is 4 minutes, and if we again add this second, it is 120 second means 2 minutes. So 4 plus 2 minutes is 6 minutes. Overtaking, we sum up this value. We sum up this value, and in opposite direction we sum up this value. Now we have to find out the mean value. What is the total mean value? So 26 divided by 4 is 6 minutes 30 seconds. 6 divided by 4, 1 minute 30 seconds. Okay. Next is the overtaking, 3.55 and 272. And in the for the same similar way, we have to calculate the same value for the south north direction. Now we will start the calculation for the north south direction. Okay. So what they are asking: the volume, the running speed, and the journey speed. So first you just follow the equation where it is written ny equals to tw minus tq by ty by q. So here ny equals to average number of vehicles overtaking minus overtaken. The ny value is given in that equation. So over average number of vehicles overtaking minus overtaken. So for now north south direction, what is the average number of the vehicles overtaking? 3.5 minus average number of vehicles overtaking 5. So what is the value? That is minus 1.5. Next, NA, average number of vehicles during trip in opposite direction. Average number of vehicles moving in opposite direction. This is the one of the vital parameter or one of the important data you have to keep in mind. Maximum students have make some error in this point itself. Okay, the rest point are very easy, but here average number of vehicles during the trips in opposite direction means if the vehicles is moving in north south direction, the vehicles are moving in north south direction. Sorry, the vehicles are moving in north south direction. What does it mean? The vehicles are moving north south direction. It means we have to take the NA value for the vehicles moving in south north direction, because average number of vehicles during trips in opposite direction of this is the direction north south direction, and we want to take the number of vehicles for opposite direction, and for that we have to take the value of opposite directional vehicle for south north direction. So whenever we are calculating for north south direction, the NA value will not be 272. The NA value will not be 272, it will be 179. So if you see that here, if you it is not properly visible, but it is written as 179. Next is the TW. TW is the average journey time. Yes, the average journey time you can find out 6 minutes 30 seconds, 6 minutes 30 seconds, 6 minutes 30 seconds means 6.5 minutes. Next is the average journey time during the trip against the stream. This is, yes, average journey time during the trip against the stream. So again we move to the opposite stream. So in opposite stream the journey time is 7 minutes 30 seconds. So 7 minutes 30 seconds. This is written 7 minutes 30 seconds means not here. Another trick is there. Don't confuse with that 7 minutes 30 seconds. 7 minutes 30 seconds doesn't mean then 7.36 minutes. You have to convert this 0.36 minute into some second. So 1 minute means 60 seconds. So 0.36 minutes means how much second you have to calculate. So from that you can find out the value of 7.6 minute. So now we will find out the Q. Q equal to QA plus NY. divided by TA plus TW. From that we can find out the Q, and from after the find out the Q, you can find out the value of T bar. So if you find out the T bar, you can find out the average journey time. Now the question is, you have to find out the average average journey speed. So how we can calculate the journey speed? You know the value of time, you know the distance. Distance is already given in the question paper, that is 3.5 kilometer. From that you can find out the average journey speed. It is 31.7 kilometer. Okay, so from this equation you can, from this way you can find out the average journey speed. Next is the running speed. So for running speed, we have to find out the running time, and for running time we have to find out the what is the total delay. So the total journey time minus the delay time is equals to the your running time. Okay, so there is a simple difference between the journey time and the running time. So here I will give one small example. Suppose yeah, as you are a student, maximum of you are staying some hostel or PG or in some messes. So definitely it will take some time to reach to your college from your residential area. Okay, now suppose you are using two-wheeler or you are using cycle to come to the college from your residence. So you have started your journey from 9 a.m. and you reached your college at 9:20 a.m. Okay, so the total time is 20 minutes. Now you know the distance of your journey because you are every day traveling, or if you are not, you can find out it through Google Map or through any other devices, the total distance between your residence and your college. So you know the distance, you can find out the total travel time. So you can find out the speed. Yes, so that is your total journey speed. Okay, and that 20 minutes is your journey time. Okay, that is the one segment. Another segment, you have started from 9, after 5 minutes you stop for a particular shop for your breakfast. You take 5 minutes over spend there to have your breakfast. You start your journey, you stop for 2 minutes to have your tea. Okay, so you total stopped for 5 minutes for breakfast and 2 minutes for tea. Still your total journey time is 20 minutes. Your total journey time is 20 minutes, but you have stopped for 7 minutes, means your total running time is 20 minus 7 means 13 minutes. So based on that running time, you have to find out the running speed, because your distance is, it is fixed. Your distance will not change, your distance will be fixed. So based on that distance, you can find out your running speed. So you know the running time, you know your journey time. So the journey time, so the running time will be your journey time minus the delay. Now suppose for the 20 minutes journey, in some day it takes 22 minutes. Okay, or it takes 25 minutes, means your total delay is suppose 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So you know the delay, so that is here it is written the running time. The running time is the average journey time minus the average stop delay, means average delay. So for north south direction, the average journey time is how much? The average journey time is, here it is given. So this is the journey time. So average journey time minus your 1.5, minus your 1.5 minutes is the total delay. 1.5 minute means 1 minute 30 seconds, they have converted in minute. So this is your total running time, and you know the distance. From that you can find out your running speed. So this is the process for calculation of your journey speed and the running speed. So for the south north direction, this is your home task. You can solve it in your home with the same data. If you have any problem, you can contact with me. So this is the about your floating car method. Now the method of spot speed and delay study, another method, that is the license plate method. So it's synchronized stopwatches or voice recording equipment are used. Observers are stationed at the entrance and exit of test section where information of travel time is recorded. Sorry, the time and the timing and the vehicle numbers are noted by the observer of the selected sample. From the office computation, the travel time of each vehicle could be found out. But the method does not give an important details such as the cause of delay and duration and number of the delay within the test section. Yes, definitely they will not give. The license plate method is basically we will note down the last four digit of any registered number plate where the vehicles for those who have some registered number plate. So we can found that registered number plate, we can found out their travel history. So from that travel history we can found out that from where he is coming and from where he is going, and from that we will not get the exact delay of the individual point. That is why it is written, this method does not give a delay, the causes of the delay and the duration and the number of the delay of his entire trip. Next is the interview techniques. It is the simplest thing. The interview technique is, you have everyone of you have faced whenever you are in shopping mall or in some marketplaces, some person came and they will ask some question regarding their services. So this is nothing but some questionnaire based interview technique. So this has been also done to the, this is the question will be asked to the drivers only, because they are driving the vehicle, so they have the idea about the delay and the arrival process of the of individual locations. So by few setting some few question, we'll get some data about the interview techniques. Next is the elevated observation or the photography technique. So from this is basically installation of some videography camera or some CCTV footage, and from that footage we will get the idea about the delay. Next we will discuss about the origin and destination. So these are about your speed and delay study. So this is the basic about the speed and delay. The one mathematical problem is also solved in your classes. So if you have any other doubts, you can ask me. Next we will go to the origin and destination survey. So study. So what is origin and destination? So let us introduce, first give some introduction what is origin and destination. So, in a transportation study, it is often necessary to know the exact origin and destination of a trip. The information yielded by O&D's survey include land use of zones of origins and destinations, household characteristics of trip, making family time of a day when the journeys are made, trip purpose and mode of travel. So basically O&D survey is to find out the details about the trip. Means one person is originate his trip from his residence, and his or her destination is some offices. So they have, so from this survey we can find out the where the origin of the trip and what is the destination of the trip. Next, the household characteristic. We also ask some household characteristics like how many vehicles they have in their home. So if the number of the vehicles are suppose 3, so we can find out that at least 2 vehicles are making the trip per day. So the number of trip for that household is 2. So for a particular, for a specific case. Now these trips are based on the household characteristics will be different. Next is the time of the day when journeys are made. Means the preferable time of the journey time. Next is the trip purpose. Why they have made this trip. Whether it is some essential service, whether it is for medical service, whether it is for their regular job service, whether it is some shopping service. So the purpose of the trip is been found out from this O&D survey. And the mode of travel means which type of mode they are using, whether the public transport, whether the private car, whether the sharing basis. So these are the some questions can be answered from this interview techniques. Next is the origin is defined as the place where the trip begins, and the destination is defined as the place where the trip ends. O&D studies are an important tool for transportation professionals. O&D studies are conducted to understand the pattern of the movement of persons and goods in a particular area of interest during the particular period of time. Next is the O&D survey. How these O&D studies are conducted. To conduct any study, we need to have some survey, and we need to have some follow some minimum tally sheet, or we must have some basic equipment as as you've seen in some equipment or the tally sheet in traffic volume study. So the what are the various type of survey. So the origin and destination study is carried out mainly known the origin and destination of various vehicles. In this study, the data collected are number of vehicles, their origin and destinations, number of the passengers in the each vehicles, and routes, etc. So the number of the passengers in each vehicle is one of the important parameters. You have to take that data, because based on the number of the passengers in that vehicle, we can find out that with the help of one trip, how many passengers or how many people can be transferred from origin to destination. So this type of data is required where there is a shared services there. You have heard about the Ola share or the Uber share. So this shared service is very efficient in transportation system or to the mother earth to reduce the number of the vehicle, which in turn will reduce the pollution. So the shared service or the sharing service is very effective, cost effective also, because the same amount will be shared by 3% or the 4%. In one aspect it is cost effective, in one aspect it is sustainable, in another aspect it is green transport in terms of the percentage of the pollution is reduced for the benefit, which is beneficial for the society. Next is the use for O&D survey. Why we do the O&D study? To establish the two preferential routes for various categories of vehicles. How? So first we will discuss the first point. So there, suppose there will be 2 points. One is origin, another is destination. This one is your O point. This one is your D point. Now to cover this O and D, there are suppose three alternative routes. One is connected directly. One is inverted inward. One is inverted outward. So suppose there are three routes. Now some vehicles and the person serving person is standing at the exit point where three routes are meeting at a point. Okay. Now they are asking the vehicles coming from that all three directions. Now they find out that which roads are preferred by the users. So now the next thing is that what is the reason that the commuters or the users are preferred. Suppose there are three alternative A, B and C. Suppose at the end of the day I have found that I have collected total data of 2000 vehicles. So out of 2000 vehicles, suppose there are 900 vehicles are following path A, 400 vehicles are following path B and 700 vehicles following path C. So from this scenario, we can find out that the path A is preferred by maximum percentage of the vehicles. The path C is followed by the, say it given as the second preference, and path C and path B is the least preferred. Now we have to find out what are the parameters. So what is the reason for the selection of these routes. Next is the to location of the new proposed route. Okay, now we have found out the best alternative route based on the practical data. Now we have to give some solution or conclusion. Yes, this is the preferable route, where which one preferred by the commuters or the users. Next is the to location of parking places. To locate the expressway, to regulate the movement of the heavy vehicles, to locate new bridges as per the traffic demand. So these are the purposes can be solved from this O&D survey. Next method of O&D survey, sorry, that is the roadside interview survey, home interview survey, telephone survey, taxi survey, postcard questionnaire survey, registration number survey, tax survey, public transportation survey, commercial vehicle survey. So these are very basic and very simple type of survey. So you can find out the details in various type of your in your lecture notes, the details about this. But the basic thing will be given in this lecture itself. So first one is the roadside interview. What is this? In this method, the interview stations are previously decided on the roadway. The vehicles are stopped at this interview station by a group of persons, and the answer to prescribed questions are collected on the spot. Means one spot is selected at the exit point, and that point some personnels are there who are ready, who are assigned to take the interview or to ask the commuters a few questions so that their purpose of the study could be served. Next is the information collected from this are the places and times of the origins, places and times of the destination, the preferable route, purpose of the tree, type of the vehicles, and number of the passengers in each vehicle. So this is a roadside interview survey. So these are the surveyors who are assigned to a particular places. They have asked the question to each and every vehicle's driver regarding the questions as I mentioned in the previous slide. So the questions are basically the questionnaires are the location, date, standard format. So the where did you begin the trip means your origin, your city or town, your state, your zip code. What type of places is your trip start point? The primary residence, or it is a workplace, or a store, or school. It is for the students for schools and the various colleges or recreation area or the other. Next is the where did your trip end, means your destination. Same parameter for your destinations also, and how many people were in the vehicles including the driver. So they are the number of the passengers are traveling. Next is the what type of vehicles where you in, means type of the vehicles, whether it is a sedan class or hatchback or your SUV type or mini SUV or other classes. And do you have a regularly use this route, or you have exceptionally used that route when and which day the survey is conducted. And please add any other comment if you have observed during your route. So these are the few questions have been asked during your trips. Next is the advantages and disadvantages of interview techniques. Advantages is data is collected quickly in short duration. Disadvantages, vehicles are stopped for interview and there is a delay to the vehicular movement. Is definitely whenever there will be, you are asking some question, there definitely will be queue of the vehicles, because you have to ask the question to each and every driver. So if there will be queue, then there must be some delay in their travel trip, in their trip. So if it is the emergency cases, then you have to give some relaxation to those vehicles, definitely. Home interview techniques. In this method, random sample of 0.5 to 10% of the population is selected of that particular area, where you are intending to take the interview or interview to home survey, and the residents are visited by the trained person who collect the travel data from each member of the household. The detailed information regarding the trips made by the member is obtained on the spot. The data collected may be useful either for planning the road network or for other roadway facilities. So these are the some example of the home interview technique. One person from the authority may visit your places, and they will ask various questions related to your trip purpose or trip journey, and this question will be asked to each and every member of the your household. The data collected from this survey is the number of trip made, their origin and destinations, purpose of the trip, travel mode, number of the resident, what are the ages, what are the gender, vehicle of ownership, number of driver, family income. So here one point I want to mention why this age is taken, because age is one of the most vital parameter for your transportation segment, because if you are old enough, the old persons are basically prefer to make any trip by their personal vehicle or buy some vehicle on hire or on rate. So they are not prefer the public transport or some share based driving. So age is one of the very prominent and important parameter for deciding any O&D study or any type of traffic studies. What are the advantages and disadvantages? The problem of stopping of vehicles and consequent difficulties are avoided. The present travel needs are clearly known and the analysis is also simple. The additional data included socio-economic and other details may be collected so as to be useful for forecasting traffic. Telephone survey. This method is interview are conducted with a computer assisted telephone. The complete system is included. The automatic service means you receive some phone call and they will ask some questions. So this is some BPO type service system. And here is the telephone survey. The advantages are the savings, the time, and disadvantages information response not good. Taxi services. Large urban areas usually have a sizable amount of travel by taxis. In such cases, a separate taxi service is necessary. The survey consists of issuing a questionnaire or a log sheet. Next is this is a taxi service question. Postcard method. In postcard method, the rapidly paid the question is and handed over to the each of the driver. Next, postcard techniques. This is a registration number plate service. So these are the few about your survey techniques for the your O&D survey, the public transport sector, or the vehicular survey, commercial vehicle survey. So this is all about the about your O&D survey. So if you have any query regarding this, you can ask me through mail or the WhatsApp number.